Hey everyone, it's me, C, back here with another video. Today we are talking about the guy I went about 180 summons in for. Yes, Faeblessed Tobias, if you couldn't guess or have not seen my summons video, where I go completely simp mode. Ha! First time for everything, I guess. Anyways, before we get into it, as always, if you like my content, feel free to subscribe. All subscribers mean a lot to me. I do appreciate the support. Like, my goodness, I've grown so much since I've started a few months ago. And I thank you all so much for giving me your time and energy through all the content I've been putting out over the course of the time I've been doing this. So I do thank you all so much. You can also check my Twitter in the description and my private Discord server as well. We're always welcome to new people, so come on in and join the fun. I can't talk today. I guess that's what I get for recording at 9 o'clock in the morning. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into it. As usual, I will have timestamps for the clear that we're doing today, in case you don't want to listen to me garble for 10 minutes, because trust me, I'm gonna talk. Anyways, let's get into it. Now, let's find him right here. So, Tobias is very, very similar to his original counterpart, which I will be making a little bit of comparison to in this. So, original Tobias is a bit more of a buff bot in a sense, where he was more for amplifying the strength of your team so they could do more damage. So back then, before the double buff meta, OG Tobias was meta. But if I ever do like an OG Tobias showcase, I will talk about that. Don't worry about it. But for now, let's focus on this Tobias. So this Tobias, I would say, is a lot more focused on energy. Not energy. Damage. Why did I say energy? Gosh dang. This is what happens sometimes, folks. I'm sorry. But he is more focused on damage than his original counterpart. Basically, in points, both of his skills are damaging. His S1 is known to inflict freeze. But his freeze percentage is not as high as Lily's. So do not expect you to be getting off freezes constantly like you would be with Lily. His freeze is not as potent as that. So if you are looking for a free shared skill, sad to say, Tobias is not going to be the one you want. I rather prefer Lily. Lily is just more easier than that. Then we get into his unique mechanic. I said unique, not unique, but still unique. His unique mechanic. So, in both of his forms, his S2 will cause him to be immobilized, which means Tobias cannot move, and he has a new standard attack pattern. Which means, in fact, that he can still attack, he just can't move, he can still use his skills, but he can't move. So, just keep that in mind. Tobias is about these two characters, like these two alts of this character. They are all about planning on when to immobilize, because let's just say if there's an attack you need to dodge and you're stuck in an immobilization, you're screwed, because you will get hit. Because he can't dodge, he can't move at all. So it's best to switch out of it accordingly. Think kind of like a stance, but not in the same vein as a stance, where you can switch between them anytime you want. So it's kind of in that same vein, but also not at the same time, I guess. But obviously, the standard attack pattern will change, and once you do activate the S1, this version being Faeblessed, the The skill will then become what is called Spiritual Purge and will be available for use right away. So in case, hey, you're using it and then you gotta dodge something, you can then press the S2 again to get out of your immobilized state and do damage. So say there is a red marker on you and you can't get out in time, there you go. There's your perfect chance to iframe that, basically meaning you get a jail free card for that. So it's really nice to plan this stuff out because you can pass by a lot of shit. Not purple markers, obviously, because, well, they're purple markers. And then, of course, Phalanx will end after a short period of time, or after using any other skill. So say, like, you're gonna use a shared skill, just know that that will knock him out of that immobilization state, so you could also use that to your advantage. Say you have, let's say, Lapis's skill on, and you need to do a quick dispel. You can use that to get him out of that immobilized state in case something's going to happen, since, you know, Lapis's S1 can jump the user back a little. Spiritual Purge also inflicts Frostbite, so Tobias can freeze and Frostbite, so he's a lot like Lily in that aspect. But I see him more of just like a normal attacker, because there are other characters in water that can do Frostbite a lot faster than he can, because you're gonna have to wait a while for that Phalanx. Now, I don't really need to talk about these skills, these abilities or anything, so if you want to look at them, that's fine. But it just basically means he is about that combo. I would say he is a little like a Lance version of MASCULA, just without all that utility that MASCULA has with his strength amps and that dispel that MASCULA has. MASCULA just has a little bit more utility than Tobias, making him a little bit easier to saw on a team than Tobias in that regard. But hey, if you like MASCULA's gameplay style with all the combo doing, you might like this. Who knows? Give him a shot. And trust me, I will be showing off how fucking crazy Toby can be with that combo. Anyways, as usual, let's get into the kit. So, if you think I'm going a little too fast, don't worry, I always put my kits in the description below, so you can copy me if you so please. Just know my kits are not 100%. I feel like I don't need to give this disclaimer, but there are so many ways you could play a character. This is just how I do it. It's not exactly 100%. I just want to get that point across, because some people like to take my word for absolute God when it's not. I never thought about myself being like the de facto source. Like, I want to be a source for information, but I don't want to be the one thing people consult, if that makes any sense. Enough of that rambling. Let's get into what I have for Toby. So obviously, of course, an Agito Water Lance, 8 mub. Our good old pal, Reborn Posideon. With Augements, of course, if you're not at that point yet in the game, don't worry about it. They can function just fine without the Augements. Now for Prince. Late skill damage because, well, obviously, Toby is a little bit more offensive than his wind counterpart, so I do want to take advantage of that, considering, you know, 2 of his skills are damage dealing skills. So, of course, I want to deal with that. Flurry Strength because, again, we will be seeing this man have a combo frenzy today. This man is going to have a fucking combo frenzy, and it's going to be glorious. Strength double buff. You could honestly, yeah, you could slot this on a team. Just know for Dominion, you want to switch this out with something else. Because, you know, double buffs don't work in Cursive Nihility. Just keep that in mind. His clever brother. So, obviously, you want to take advantage of that Frostbite, because Frostbite is basically the affliction of water. So, you want to take advantage of that. Flurry Dev, and then Flurry Dev to go in with that Flurry Strength. Just know that crit rate and Flurry Dev do share a percentage, so basically pick one or the other, but I pick Flurry Dev, especially on a character that can get a high combo count. So now let's talk about the shared skills. First of all, I have the Agito skill for that extra crit stuff, because that's going to be nice to work in tangent with that Flurry Dev I have. And Lapis's skill, because my team doesn't exactly have the spell, and I want to go in prepared because we are doing Master Twins today. So this is basically for me to, you know, not get one shot by a AoE or something. Obviously, this is a solo team, so on the screen right now, I will be showing a co-op backline I have created. Obviously, this is just basically honing on what I want to do for Toby, which is focusing in on that standard attack damage that he can do, especially off his immobilized state. So there's several ways you could do it, just keep that in mind. You can focus on his skill damage, for example, or something else. This is just what I like to do. So for the backline, I have Tiki, Xander, and Gala MASCULA. Tiki, because she has a very rare co-ability, standard attack damage 20%. The only other character that has this is Gala Laxi, so say if you have Gala Laxi but not Tiki, she can be a perfectly fine alternative. Just know, if things that are element locked, Gala Laxi cannot work for it, so just be aware of that. But I wanted to use this because, you know, I want to take advantage of that standard attack damage he's going to be doing off of that immobilized state. And that's going to help a lot with his damage. Xander's an odd pick, but I decided to go with him because of his chain ability. Above 10 hits equals strength 13%. So basically, as you rack up that combo, his strength will go up and up and up. I talked about this in my Lapis video, because I use Xander in there as well for my co-op backline. But this is also going to help Toby get more strength, which means more damage for his standard attack. And Gala MASCULA, because, well, he's a blade. You like that. Everyone likes that strength co-ability, so I put him on there for that. Plus, his combo equals buff skill time 15% can also kind of help keep Toby's buffs going. If he gets a buff from, say, Gala Elisan on the team, he can still keep that going for a little while longer, which is nice. So, with all that being said, now we're going to get into a fight. So, I will see you all when I get it prepared. That's better. That's better. That's so much better. I like playing with the voices on. Alright, so I can just go up on this. This is fine.
The last of the goddess's enemies.
I like this being a little long range. Ellie, what are you doing? She's just standing there. Well, I guess because she's an axe, so not the longest range. I will laugh if I get this fucking freeze. That's gonna be hilarious. Nope, did not get it, and I got hit in the process. Of course I did. I hate how the twins always move around. They're so antsy. Nope, did not get it that time. Oh, there we go. I got it. Just gonna be a bunch of free hits. I'm gonna move out of the way.
A cool, clear strike.
Now we're gonna do this. This is the perfect opportunity. Okay. Okay, there we go. Make sure I stay out of the way.
We are free to do as we will.
Cool, clear strike. I am replete with pure feeling.
Nice freeze. Right there. Alright, thankfully I don't have to worry about people in co-op being dumb with the gravity lasers, so that's good for once in my life. Because I don't like suffering. And I know people don't like that either. Okay, she's not gonna do it right now. Very odd. That's fine. Okay, she's going down.
Spiritual purge. Judgment.
No strength buffs, I see. I guess while I'm just doing this, I should address a few things that I did talk about previously on my Twitter page, but you know, everybody doesn't see my Twitter page, so. I don't really ask for criticism on how I play the game. Not like I'm saying like, oh, I don't need it or anything. I'm just saying there's several ways you can play the game. And there's no de facto way. It's like I say, there's no de facto kit. You can do what you want, but there is things that are preferred to take advantage of a character's kit. Damn, no freeze. Jeez. Just know that I don't mind you like saying like, oh, you could try this, like for a kit wise. Like, I'm open to people giving off their ideas for a kit. I'm perfectly fine with that. It's just I don't like it when people come and criticize me for how I play the game. I am not the best player at this game, and I think some people are aware of this. But it's like, I am not the best at this game. There are so many other people that are better than me. Oh, fuck. I fucked up that, but that's fine.
Don't let this opportunity for justice pass us by.
It's just more like I want to play how I want to play, and if people have a problem with it, that's on them. Because I've just learned as I've grown older and have been bullied by people that I've just learned to not care what people think of me. But I know people are, you know, they don't listen sometimes, so I'm just gonna say that now. It's just, you know, I don't care what everyone thinks of me. I'll do my own thing. And if people don't like it, that's on them. I'm not going to change myself for the benefit of others. But I think I've rambled enough on that. This should be easily done. Oh, I fucked up! Okay, we're going this way again. Why did I hesitate there? That was weird. That was weird. Okay. Once again, I fuck up on that, but that's okay. We're done. I should really start doing my showcases in solo more often, because sometimes I hate dealing with the stress of co-op, and playing co-op sometimes makes me mad. I know people like seeing me mad, but there's just days where it's like, I don't want to be mad and all that. Ooh, new time. It's funny because on my practice run before I recorded this, I also got a new time, so damn, Toby beat both of my previous records, which is kind of funny. But hey, that just means like, yeah, this guy is insane a bit. But let's get into my final thoughts. So, let's pop back over here to do my final thoughts. I might be a little biased because, you know, I like Toby. He's pretty dang cool. But he's fun. He is really fun. I like planning out when to immobilize him and, you know, do all the stuff with him. I like that he can crit like a motherfucker. I should not say that on YouTube, my god. Or he can crit like crazy and just rack up combo like nobody's business. He's not on the level of MASCULA, keep in mind, but he's still very good at racking up a combo. Which means if you like that stuff where you rack up a combo super fast, this is a character you should try out if you did perhaps summon on the Gala remix. He's not like meta or anything, but he can still get the job done. And thankfully, since he's not like his original counterpart where it's more buff based, he can work fine in Dominion. The reason why I didn't do Dominion today is mostly because, again, it's a little hard to slot him on a team. Plus, trying to immobilize him in Lilith is a little harder, especially with the stuff in Master. So I don't want to, you know, kill myself and get stressed out doing it. But don't worry, I will do like Lilith stuff and all that like I usually do. I just wanted to like break the monotony of all my water showcases for a little bit and do something a little bit more easy and calmer. Because, you know, sometimes I don't like screaming and yelling all day. But yeah, I would say he's pretty fun. You should try him out if you do get him. I wouldn't say he's 100% meta or anything. I think he's going to be more of a offhand pick, something that you'll see like in a rare blue moon or something people bring into a pub. He's not going to be meta, personally, because he just doesn't have a lot of utility like other units do in his element. Like, say there's other lances in water that can do a better job. Like Fjorm, she is very tanky. She's using a lot of autos, and she can freeze and do frostbite as well. So she has that same utility, but she doesn't have that immobilization, which is really fucking bad for autos, let's just say. So that's kind of my case on him. I love Tobias, but it's like, I'm not going to say, oh, play him because I like him a lot because he's one of my favorite characters. No. Even if I like a character, I'm going to criticize them for what they are. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to weasel my way out of it. I'm going to say it like it is. But with all that being said, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time for another character showcase. So I'll see you all then.